Hey guys, I'm Gia Marie.
And I'm Vanity.
And welcome back to Girl, Shut the Fuck Up.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Today we have a super special guest. I love her dearly. She is one of the best, one of Houston's best.
If not the premier gal.
Literally, if not the best. Y'all make some noise for Rain LaRue.
Hey, what the fuck is up?
Yes. Rain, you are a Houston queen. You work here in Houston. You are drag
born
queen.
and raised. Houston,
Born and
Texas.
raised.
Yes.
North Side.
Yeah, Fulton, Irvington, Moody
Period.
Park,
Look at her
Tampico,
putting down for the set.
all of that bitch. Yes.
How okay, so obviously I know you, but they don't know you, and Vanity doesn't know a ton either. So
Yeah.
I might ask you some questions that I already know, but
Okay.
we're gonna pretend like we just met each other.
Okay, got it.
By the way, you look stunning.
Thank
You
you.
look great.
Yeah, your
So
makeup looks so good.
simple.
Yeah, your makeup
I said anything where I don't have to wear nails, let's put that on.
You
So,
should have brought me some gloves too.
I got
but
gloves.
It's okay, no
It's the
tea.
memo.
Okay, whatever. How long have you been doing drag?
This year we're going on 7 years. 7
Wow.
years in drag, full time.
Nice.
Well, not full time. Sorry. Yeah, full time 2 years, and then since I put on a lash, 7 years. Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, no, I didn't even put on a lash the first time.
Wait, I was gonna say.
My first time in drag, I didn't even wear a fucking lash.
And you won like that?
Did, bitch, did.
No, she
did,
put on lashes later, didn't you?
I had no tights. I had pantyhose from Walmart.
Oh, I was there.
I had a
remember.
Forever 21 leotard, no lashes, but the hair was wigs and grays.
No, it was. You know what? She spent a little coin. She's
It's
just
giving
spent a
very
little
much
coin.
that. They're like,
Girl, yeah, we're creeping on 7 years.
I love that for you. And you are you're one of the show directors here in Houston. So
Yes.
for those of you that don't know, what a show director does here in Houston is they book the talent. So for any drag shows that you go to, there has to be someone in charge that's gonna book the girls that are on the show.
Right.
Rain is that person. And you
Yeah.
do that for how many shows?
4 shows a week.
4 shows a week.
Yes.
So what does that mean? Like how many girls are you actually
We're
dealing
doing
with?
4 shows a week. There's 4 weeks in a month. That's 16 shows a month. There's 4 girls on each show. So
That's-
4 times 16 is... I don't know. Bitch, 50, 60 girls.
Y'all do the math in the how much?
64.
Jesus.
64. It should have been 69.
And there's not that many. Well, I should.
No, there is. No, there's a lot. There's
Is
a lot
there?
of girls. Yeah.
But you're also dealing with out of town girls as well.
Every now and then, yeah.
Every
I
now
don't
and
normally reach out to out of town girls
Yeah.
because they got to do their own traveling.
Right,
But if a girl
right.
does reach out, sure, why not?
I was gonna ask. So since you're like booking all these girls, what's that process like? Like, are you taking their talent into consideration?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
Ooh, we're getting juicy here. I've kind of just followed the standard that has already been put in place. I come from people like Desi Love Blake and Chloe Crawford Ross and Coffee, who kind of instilled in me like what needs to be found on a stage anywhere in a bar. And so, through that process, I've kind of also had my own standard
Learnings.
and like my own way of doing things. But definitely, you got to be entertaining. You got to be
Right.
polished.
Right.
You have to be willing to, be vulnerable and kiki with the crowd on and off the stage.
Stage.
It's a lot to it. It's not just like
Yeah.
being on stage
Just
because
being
you bought a wig. Like,
Right.
So 64 minus like 50. Okay, got
There's at least 200 plus
Girls,
local
yeah.
girls in the Houston surrounding area. So not
Wow.
everybody can get booked, It's just,
I was just gonna say though, but obviously not all the girls are good. Like all drag is valid, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
being
not
honest.
properly
you
You know
said
what
it,
I'm
not me.
Right. You won't get canceled. But so working as a show director, do you kind of ever come across those I guess those tough times of having to tell a girl no? Like has someone asked you come up and why haven't you booked me?
So see, this is funny that you asked this because I'm super notorious for leaving girls on red.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm still this is my first full year as a full on show director, full blown.
Okay.
And so I'm still finding my way of saying no. No can be hard. And there is a way to say it, and there is a way to be nice about it, and I'm finding out how to do that. So there has been instances where, bitch, I left you on red because I don't know how to tell you no. Or I give you the good old, and here I am exposing myself.
No,
Sorry to
it's
anybody that's ever got this message. I will give them the good old, hey, so like I'm booked up for the next 2 months, but reach back out to me in like the next 2 months, and then we'll see. And then trust.
They're gonna
reach out in 2 months, and I'm like,
absolutely, boo, absolutely.
Wait, so is there any part of you? I'm kind of heartless. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm kind of heartless. So is there any part of you that like, whenever that wants to let go of like that standard of like booking girls and also not saying no? Because let's be honest, like I think I'm not like an active person in the drag scene here in Houston, but I mean I think just in any creative field. It's tough, you know what I mean? It's hard, it's cutthroat, and I think if we didn't have the cutthroat, there would be no way for you to grow. I mean, and maybe not so much as a drag queen, but I think drag queen entails a lot of things these days, especially. So I feel like what am I trying to say? If they don't get the direct no, do you think that it helps them grow as a business person here in the drag scene?
Or a drag queen, or do you think it helps them grow as a drag queen?
it definitely, I would say at first, it probably doesn't. They probably are angry as to why they didn't get an answer, or they're angry as to why they feel like they're not on the stage. And so, I mean, it's all a process. You know, I'm not going to police your drag, but I can prevent you from being on my stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just going to say, though, I feel like that will really, I don't know, I think maybe you should be a little bit more like cutthroat when it comes to that, because I mean, again, it is your stage, and if you want to go look like that, you can go do drag somewhere else. You're not going to do it.
This is the thing. I mean, I wish I was heartless. I really wish, but there's a part of me in there that's like, not
you remember that
much
girl
of
that
a
had
bitch,
no
you know.
eyelashes.
You're a Pisces,
I'm
right?
like, Rain is like a superstar and she's cunty, but like Felix is, you know, he's really like chill and kind of just like listens, and so that's the part where I have to like really, you know, the yardstick and So I mean, it's everybody's own journey. If I tell you, I've given a couple of no's before, but for the people that I didn't give a no to, and there's been some posts where she didn't book me or she left me on red, and I mean, I can't do anything about it. It's just
like,
how do you deal with that though? Like, I mean, how do you deal with the girls that are vocal about, you know, how they feel about you?
At the end of the day, it's so funny. I literally ask myself, what would Beyonce do? And most of the times, she doesn't respond. So I just keep it pushing, and I let my actions speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
And there does come a time where, you know, I've come across the person that I've told no or didn't answer, and we ended up talking it out. I'm better sometimes after like a sip of alcohol, where I could be really, you know, honest and vulnerable with them, and then they're a little more understanding as to why I said no.
This kind of gags me. What do you mean you guys talk out? Like, you guys talk out why you told her? That
There's been times, where people come up and be like, "Hey, I was in the inbox and you didn't respond," and I was like,
Sorry about it.
"There's no way of leaving you on red in person,
Right.
So how the fuck, you know?" And I have to maneuver my way through that.
I mean, I guess I get it because you still want to remain in good conscience with like the
Right.
community.
Yeah.
I get it, but I guess because
There's so many layers to everything.
Right. So like every relationship, regardless. I guess my thing is like maybe take us back to your early Rain days. Did you get no's and stuff like that?
You're taking me back here. Let me think. So truth be told, I never really asked for any of the bookings I was giving, and that really sounds
No,
so
I love
ugly.
it. No,
It sounds so
unhumble,
ugly.
but I love it.
But if I can go back and trace to every bar, Galveston, Houston, Dallas, I never reached out. I was thank God, you know, they reached out to me. I can't really think of a time that I was told no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I genuinely, from the day I met you, I just knew you put in work, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were an unknown drag queen with not this level of makeup skills,
hair,
and outfits. Like,
nothing.
She was, you know, nowhere close to this, but when she got on stage, you could absolutely tell this girl had a passion for what you do, or for just putting on the show.
I think that was the threshold. Like, that was the selling point. Was the performance. It wasn't the look. The look came later on.
Over
and
time.
so thankfully, I mean,
I'm so happy
it sounds
you
like
got the
spoiled,
look
but I was there. And if I ever was told no, I can't remember, but I would imagine myself that I just like was like, okay, and then just kept it pushing, and then worked on it. I've never been like an outburst person towards people. Like if I was told no, like if people have been told no, I never went online and was like, fuck them and fuck this bar and they don't like my drag and blah, 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 blah.
Or what about like going up to someone in person? Like, have you, no? Oh, wow.
Not that I can remember.
I wish
if I did that to you, clock me because I literally don't remember. I don't remember. But I think everything was pretty much smooth sailing coming up into the scene.
You're
so,
such a Pisces.
Is it the Pisces creeping out?
Pisces are notorious for being people pleasers.
Oh, I love that.
People pleaser.
Not that it's a bad thing.
Not a PP.
I mean.
So, being a drag boss, essentially, because that's what you are, do you find it difficult to like have friendships within your community, or is it hard to like?
I mean, thankfully my friends are talented, so the people that I book, you know, I've never really had issues with, and I also keep my circle very small. The people that I call, the people that I text, the people that I hang out with, it's probably less than 5. So I've had issues with people that I was not friends with on that level, I think. But in terms of personal friends, I've never came across issues with booking or show directing. They've also, if there ever was an issue with like, you know, overbooking or maybe overscheduling, they were super understanding. I've never had like any threats or crazy shit thrown at me, thankfully.
I love that. Do you ever? I know you probably get this question all the time, but like, do you ever want to like compete in pageantry? Like, what does that look like?
Do I get this question all the time, bitch? They tell me every day, every
I don't know,
week,
but I just feel like
show.
you are so good.
I am such a perfectionist sometimes that I like wait forever because I want it to like feel right. And so everybody's like, yeah, I mean, you have what it takes to do the pageant. You have the look, you have the talk, you have the walk. It's more so, am I ready to even, because when I do that, it's going to be at a certain level.
Right.
And, you know, I just want to make sure that I'm mentally prepared to present that level to everybody, because then with that, you know, if you win, which I hope I do, there will be a reign, and the reign is a whole year long. It's not just, like, once you're part of that system, you're part of it forever.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's not just like a little gig where I can just pop up and do it and bye, got my check and bounce. Like pageants are, they're cults. They won't tell you it's a cult. Texas pageantry is a cult.
Dude, it really is though, because I feel like once you're in it, you can never
literally, because then you're a former, and then you're invited back to the pageants, and then you become a promoter, and then you start selling pageants, and then, you know,
you just never leave it.
I am super curious about, because just hearing you talk, I feel like I find myself resonating a little bit with like your mentality, as far as the way you approach like your creative projects. So I am super interested in to know like a little bit about, because I want to give you my gist and then you tell me. I want to know a little bit about like your upbringing, like even like before you got into drag and everything, because it's kind of giving me very much like it's giving me like you had a very strong figure in your life that probably went through a lot and showed you what like work ethic looks like.
Oh, we're going there today. Okay.
Yes, we are, and it's also giving me though. It's giving me, because again, I feel like I'm also in that position. Yeah. And I guess so. This is gonna be a loaded question. So I guess with that, with having, first of all, am I right? Was there somebody in your life that was really strong?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a couple of people.
Okay. And where you're at now, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am gonna be 30 in a couple of weeks. I'm 29.
Wow.
Having a huge bash. Okay. I can't wait.
Not a huge bash. Oh, you guys are both going to be 30.
Yeah, you're right.
She's already 30.
Okay.
She jumped the hill already.
I did. I just turned 30, yeah. But Rain's going to be 30 too.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here pretty, so I guess my thing is, because my thing is like where you're at now, in your drag career, but also in your adulthood, are you able to distinguish like the difference between like actually having work ethic and then also like over exhausting yourself, considering like where you're at now, like with being a show director, and also like, I mean, let's just keep it real. She is like Houston's like premier drag queen. Let's be 100% honest. Yeah. And I've told you this before.
Yeah, you have.
I think you take your drag, to me, I think the reason why you stand out so much, I don't really see you as a pageant girl, not that you can't do it, but I think you stand out more to me as like a true like artist, like somebody who knows their business, who knows like just their look at the same time. Like it's all giving me. It doesn't really read pageant to me. It's
Yeah.
more like artist.
Yeah.
But back to the question: do you find yourself ever like overexhausting, and do you know when to cut yourself like short sometimes?
Okay, so I'll go back to the upbringing.
Yes, please. I'm sorry.
As a child, I never gravitated towards sports or, toys or comics, more of the masculine things.
Right.
I was always into music and I was always into movies. Movies with, beautiful women, Bette Midler and stuff like that.
I
like
love Bette
my I spent a lot of time with my grandma because my mother was working. And so my grandmother would watch Beaches. She also watched Tu Wong Fu, so shout out to my grandma.
Okay.
She was the first person
We
to show
love-
me anything queer without
love
her
that.
even knowing.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't know what drag queen? You didn't know that they were?
I just thought it was just, men in wigs.
Oh wow!
And I watched it and I enjoyed it. But me watching those things at such a young age, I think already opened my eyes to what the rest of my life was going to be like. Because instantly I gravitated towards MTV, where pop stars, Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears, Destiny's Child, Pink, like I was more into that than anything. Like I couldn't wait to get off of school to go home and watch TRL. Which was Total Request Live, so I could see the countdown, which music video was number one.
Absolutely.
Like, those were the things that I was into.
Yeah.
And then the highlight of every year was the VMAs.
Absolutely.
The VMAs was the moment where they could go out there and really, bitch, this is who I am, and you're gonna fucking eat it.
Absolutely.
So, watching Britney Spears with the snake, watching Little Kim with the titty out,
Yes.
all those culture moments was something that I craved and wanted to be a part of. So, that I think, and the freedom to watch that, because not everybody gets the freedom to, parents are like, don't watch that, turn it off, you need to be watching cartoons.
I was
Yeah,
too
yeah.
poor. I had cable.
Well, I was watching those things, and I mean, I started dancing, and I, jumped into dance teams, and then I jumped into cheer, and then I jumped into theater. Like, those were the founding, that was the foundation
Yeah.
Of you
for
being on
where
stage.
I am today. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And my mom let me do it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
I love
No,
that.
I love that.
My grandma too. More so, the women in my life were more of the lenient ones
Yeah.
when it came to expressing myself that way.
Yeah.
Did you have any like pushback from like not the
Yeah,
women, like, the
of
men?
course.
Like,
Yeah. Not so much more my dad. It was like my dad's friends would like clown me and like
Mind
they
your
would
business.
they would
Oh,
call me
wow.
little
True,
names,
too.
and I was just like, I literally would flick them off. I'd be like,
Oh wow.
like I didn't care. I was like, fuck
I
you.
love that.
I was like, I'm gonna give you the bird, and I would like give them the bird, whatever the fuck. I don't know where I learned that.
Hey, it's
But-
probably from VH1 or
I was
MTV.
Yeah, I
Honestly.
remember that I wanted a Barbie doll, and my mom bought it for me, and it was not
Oh
just
my
any Barbie doll.
gosh.
It was a Britney Spears doll.
Stop it.
And I remember playing with it, and I like snuck it into my grandma's house because my grandpa was like super like
not
Yeah.
down with that shit.
not down with
Yeah.
that, and he like chased me around the house when he found me that I had it.
Oh my
And I was like, I'm not gonna let it go. And I was like,
Yeah.
thank God was born with like, I'm not gonna go down without a fight.
Yeah.
So
When you found drag, how did you find drag? Like
him over there, Lupe.
Lupe.
Yeah.
What?
We were in high school and we were flipping through the channel, and it was the first person I saw was Jiggly Caliente. It was like season
Jiggly.
5.
May I call you Jiggly?
Man, I call you yeah. And Latrice Royale.
Yes.
And I don't know
Love
why immediately I was like, oh my God, like I'm Jiggly and Lupe is Latrice. And we kind of gravitated towards those people, and then we started watching the show. And whose season was that? Was that season 4?
That was season 4. Shout
That's
out
when we started
season
watching
4.
it, season 4, and then we fell in love with it. We weren't 21 till Bianca had won.
Okay.
And so then he was following her on social media. We went to South Beach to see her perform. Saw the flyer for So You Think You Can Drag, and I was like, oh my God, there's like local drag queens.
Stop.
Like,
You're like
I was so
Wow.
naive to the whole world of drag, and so we went out, and I came out, and that's where I saw Adriana LaRue, Blackberry, Mistresses of Book, Irene Dubois was here at the time.
Oh, wow.
Norvina Dubois, Coffee, Leilani Jackson Ross, Ladarius. They were all there performing. I was like, oh my God, I can do that too. And so
But did you know, like, I guess going into like doing drag, because when I started doing drag, I didn't know that I could do drag. Like, I didn't know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just knew that like I wanted to like get on stage and perform. So I just kind of threw whatever I could together. Was it kind of the same for you? Did you just, or did you plan
because I was a perfectionist, there was a process to it.
Yeah.
I think we started watching So You Think You Can Drag a whole year before I even considered doing it.
Wow.
I just went and watched everybody and had fun watching.
Yeah.
And then it took a year for me to be like, let me go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but thank God I did because, bitch, look where I am.
Look at you already. Look at you now, bitch.
It's crazy.
It took 7 years.
I didn't plan this. I wasn't like, I'm going to be the show director of Houston.
Yeah.
Nothing that I've achieved was something that I like yearned for. I've always just been like, life is such a journey, and I'm just going to let God bring me what's supposed to come my way.
I literally was just saying this like a while ago. I was like, we were talking about like breasts and getting our titties in and stuff, and I was like, I've had opportunities, I've gone to like, whatever, but it just, for whatever reason, it just doesn't fall through, and I just feel, I take that as like the universe is telling me like it's just not your time yet, like when it's your time, it's gonna happen, and it'll happen like that, So I
can
I
obviously be
that.
like go-getters and like make it happen, which I do that once I get the tools and once I get the signs from the world. But for the most part, I'm like, just
letting go.
Come on my way. Whatever it's supposed to come, just come.
So, I mean, what do you hope is next? I mean, I feel like show directing is pretty much like the top tier of what you can do locally.
Yeah, show directing. I mean, this ties back to what you said about, do I overexhaust myself? Do I limit myself? I've definitely, this is so funny because this has been a current, like, reoccurring topic in my life at the moment. I do feel exhausted. Drag is a lot more than just performing on a stage for, in my standards, at least 10 minutes. I hate girls. Sorry, I hate girls who do 3-minute numbers. It's like you're going to spend all this time and get all this sickening drag, and you're going to do a 3-minute number?
Yeah, but you wanted to.
I love a good double, and the girls know that. Like, they come backstage. Oh, goddamn, Rain and her doubles. I'm like, y'all don't want to make money,
right?
No, you know what it is. I'll step in because I've been on shows with you before, and I'm like, I'm only doing one number.
I'm like,
but
girl.
Genuinely, it's because like I love the feeling of being in drag and like being at the bar and kikiing and doing that. Doing shows is fun, but for me, I'm like, I just want to be all dolled up at the bar, and like that's how I
understand,
see. Like,
I understand,
you know what
too.
I mean? But
I do that after the show.
Yeah, I like doing it, and I don't want to stay too long after.
Let's make my money. Let's make some memories.
But I do enjoy a good double. When I feel like, for me, how do you pick your music? Like, do you just go?
A
by
lot of
what's
the music
popular?
that I perform are things that I do like listen to on a weekly basis.
See, I find it's the hardest decision for me to pick music because, like, if I'm gonna do doubles, the songs have to make sense. Like, I can't sing, I can't do.
Oh,
like,
absolutely!
This,
like, it has to be the same artist.
Yeah, it kind of has to have like the same vibe,
same
or like
vibe.
or transition, So that's why I have the worst time doing doubles because I'm like, what song can I do after this song? Like it just whatever. But anyways. What is next? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully not overexhausting myself. I'm not gonna complain because I don't really know of anybody that is working 7 nights a week in Houston in drag. So I take my blessings as they come, and I'm really just trying to soak them in. But I'm still human, and I'm still a person that is like, today I really don't want to put eyelash on. Like, I just want to. Lupe gets mad because when I do get the night off, I still want to go out because I love,
the socializing,
being with the people that I've, built relationships with. But I want to do that as Felix. I don't, sometimes I do want to like leave Rain at home, bitch. Like, stay your dramatic ass at home. Let Felix go out and have his fun. So differentiating, overworking myself and, being on top of my shit has been a current struggle that I'm dealing with. And I don't say no because, the bills got to be paid and this is my full-time job. So that's going to be something that I learned this year, I think. Learning
to kind of like back off or learning to just say no to the game.
For sure, that's we'll see what that's like in a year. But 5 years from now,
5 years.
The year will be 2000 and
what is it?
29.
Almost 2030, yeah.
Ill.
We'll say 6 years, so we'll just.
I'll be 35. Hopefully, me and Lupe will be married by then.
That's been
because
a
we've been
long-
engaged for like forever.
Yeah.
Teach me how it goes, though.
Yeah.
I would like to at least start owning a home by then, within 5 years. I would like another dog, because right now we only have one. I would like another dog within the next 5 years. And obviously there's other things that I want to happen, but we're gonna just let God
Handle
let
that.
that happen.
Okay, hold on. Really
I don't
quick.
wanna
Would you
jinx
ever?
anything.
Would you ever want to like own your own like drag bar? Like
Oh,
drag
absolutely.
Show?
Yeah, no, me and Lupin literally talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Because obviously, in the world that we live in now, or in the local community, there are things that we could do to make our entertainers feel appreciated and welcome. Which, and by no means am I saying that any of the bars have not, but there's a way to perfect everything, right?
Correct.
And so I don't think there's like a proper dressing room for any of the shows in Houston. Which I mean, I'm not complaining.
Right.
So
No, dressing
I
room-
would. That's like one of the main things where
Yeah.
I envision like a beautiful dressing room for the entertainers because they deserve it.
Absolutely.
they deserve their own space.
Essentially, people. You know what's crazy? I'll tell you this really quick story. When I was working at my last job, I was having a conversation with Coffee and Tommy Ross in the back, and
The back of where?
in the dressing room that they used to have of my old job.
Okay.
And we
Gotcha.
were
Okay.
Yeah, we were in the dressing room, and you remember what their dressing room situation was like?
The old one.
The one that was outside on the patio.
Gotcha. Okay.
Y'all were in a little pod.
You gotta refresh my memory.
Sorry, I forgot. So the dressing room that was on the patio. So I was having a conversation with them, and Tommy Ross was like, "Gia, why do you think people come here?" And I was like, I think it's because they were having their own conversation, and they were
Okay.
basically talking about the conditions that they had to work under. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Why do you think people come here?" And I was like, I think it's, I think it's half of it's because they like the show, and the other half is they like the environment. And she was like, "Now, do you really think people are coming here so that they won't see drag queens? Like this, we're the reason why they come here."
Exactly.
And it hit me. I was like, dude, this is terrible that they have to work under conditions like that. Because literally the reason why people are in that room is to see women
The
like you.
entertainers, yeah.
Or to see entertainers like her.
Absolutely.
So they absolutely, like, entertainers deserve more than I feel like they get these days sometimes, honestly, you know?
I definitely think Houston is on its way of, 5 years ago we're nowhere near where we were 5 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
As a community, the pay is getting better slowly.
Yeah.
The community I think is really appreciating the drag as far as it was 5 years ago. And it'll take people like me
You.
to
Yeah.
create the change, and I gotta come across some crazy ass money to open up a club. But
I mean, you never know. This world is filled with
Yeah.
miracle workers. And if you come across the right, investor, and they see it in you, it could really happen. And
that's one of my goals.
I
For sure.
I could see
Definitely
it
would
being
love.
a
To,
thing
I already
for
have
you.
the name figured out. It has to be in Montrose. I'm not gonna leave Montrose.
Absolutely not. No.
But yeah, that would absolutely. Even if I'm 50, 60 years old running that club,
I would love to
I'm gonna.
see
You know how Dina Jacobs walks around? She's like, "You young girls better appreciate what we did for you because you're enjoying it." That's gonna be me.
Yes,
You
dude.
bitches better appreciate this fucking vanity
Yeah,
that you
because
have
this
in
is-
this.
I
I
get
used to
to
get
do-
dressed in the restroom.
Literally,
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's so true. I always tell people, I'm like, I can't wait till I'm a 60-year-old tranny
I can
at
wait,
the bar.
but I
just-
also can't wait. Like let's.
I mean, I just like the thought of being like an older lady, just like,
and you're gonna let them have it
peeing
too.
with the dog. Yeah, absolutely.
You're
Every
gonna let
single
them have
time,
it.
like, yeah. Every
Yes,
single
because this Gia right here is not the same Gia that you get at late night. Gia's gonna
Sometimes
let them have it.
after a couple cocktails, like, yeah, you get a little bit more truth out of me sometimes.
You're so embarrassing.
I don't care.
Okay, what's the tea? It's me, Vava Vanity, with another little Astro read. So again, this was another submission. By the way, thank you guys for submitting these in. I really appreciate it. It makes me feel like I can connect to you guys a lot more. So thank you. This one is about a Gemini woman and a Leo man compatibility again. So I also want to mention, because a lot of the submissions were about compatibility. And although I feel like compatibility is not so black and white, I think a lot of the times, I'm a firm believer in this. I think astrology is real, but I think you still have choices to make in life. So this is just how you approach the situation. The choice is yours to make. So remember that. And what I'm saying is not lighthearted. It's kind of true, but also at the same time, take it how you want it. So you guys are both very fun, both very outgoing. I will say Geminis love to... They're also quick-wit people. They're the social butterfly of the zodiac. So I know they love to be on their toes. I know they love people who can kind of keep them going at like the pace that they want to go with. Geminis are mutable, so you guys can adapt to the energy that's around you regardless. Whether you're fighting, whether you guys are crying, you can do it down. Leos are the same way, except Leos do have feelings, so I feel like they take it a little bit more personal. So I would say as long as he is challenging you and keeping you on your toes in that way, especially in your relationship, I think you would appreciate that, because I feel like you love somebody who, like, I guess loves you in that way, if that makes sense. However, Leo, because they are so self-centered sometimes, he's probably not going to appreciate that if he shows you that effort and you don't respond to it the way that he feels fit. He's probably not going to be okay with that. And because Leos are self-centered, he's going to make it about him. And Geminis are too quick at the mouth, so I think you might snap a little too quickly, maybe like judgmentally, and he probably is not going to be happy about that. So, I mean, other than that, I think you guys are pretty much a good match. I could see this couple being super, super fun. Like, y'all very much give me... And if y'all are not like this, oops. But y'all give me very much like, go-kart dates, like mini golfing, I guess fun things versus me, a fucking Capricorn bitch. Don't take me to no dinner. Don't take me to no go-kart. Let's go to the park, something like that. I don't know. I love that for you guys.
Okay, so before we go, Rain, we like to play here a little game called Is It Giving TS or CD?
Okay.
So we're going to show you a couple photos, and you're
Okay.
going to give us, is it giving TS or CD? This is
Okay.
a lighthearted game.
Yeah,
Keep that
I've
in
seen it. I'm
mind.
excited.
Okay, good.
Great.
I get to be a
So
part
y'all
of
don't
one.
get upset.
Are any of them of me? Because I already know my answer. Well, it depends.
You know what?
Actually, if it's of me, give it to me. There's been so many errors of mine.
You know what's funny? There is one, and it's not of you, but it is a girl that I chose because she does look like you, in my opinion.
I already know what she's going to pick, and I'll
Not
be
looks
there.
like me.
No, and this is not the girl. This is not the girl, I promise.
Oh, okay.
so evil for that.
I'm excited. Let's see.
Okay, is this giving you TS or CD?
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna open them. Who the fuck is that? It's CD down. Boots.
CD down?
Boots. I'm sorry.
It's the red lipstick. I'm going to go with
No,
TS.
it's
I'm going with TS.
what?
What is
So
wrong
there's
with
this
you?
running thing that, like, every time there's like a wait, no.
You mean cross-dresser.
I'm
It's
so
the
sorry.
shiny
It's
wig.
the CD, and it's the red lipstick. These bitches swear that red makes them a woman.
So
Well-
we have this theory that like all cross-dressers love a red lip.
Uh-huh.
So we feel like anytime you see like a shiny
Imagine I
wig-
showed up with the red lip.
I'm screaming. Okay, I'll let Vanity pick another one.
Okay, I already know which one I want to pick because
Is that a local person? Is it just a
No. These are just girls I found like.
Okay,
I found
okay.
most of them like on Instagram.
I'm like,
and shit
who are
that.
you? Let's help you.
Girls, some of them don't want the
dude,
help.
this one's killed because I know Gia hates her. Is this giving TS or CD?
Zoom in. Who
Babe,
is
that's
that?
a big face. You can't see it.
That is. It's TS. Yeah, it's TS.
Is it giving you
Yeah,
TS?
it's modern TS.
Is it giving tranny in training?
Boots.
Yes.
Boots.
Yes.
So
yes.
she's actually a big TikToker. I don't know if you know her. She's huge on TikTok, and she's quite huge, literally. But I don't. It's not that I hate her, but I literally just don't like her because she went on a podcast once and she let them.
Have
like
it?
no, she let them like
Dog the
fucking
fuck out of
dog the hell out of her on that podcast.
Have you not seen her?
I think I might have.
She was the one-
Now
She
that
was
you
the one
say
that was
that,
wearing, like, the
there was
little-
a group of girls.
Yes, and she
Yes.
was the one wearing the pink, and she
Okay,
just
okay.
let the boys dog her ass in front of those cameras.
They made a Transformers thing.
I was
Yes,
like,
yes,
She's
yes.
like,
I need to
"Oh,
see
it's
this
fine."
after.
I'll show it to you after, and that's why I'm like, ew, dude, you go on live like that, and you just let the guys talk to you like that,
Oh
like you didn't
my
read nobody,
God.
I would
bitch.
never. I would never.
Okay,
I would go to jail.
Well, it's TS Boots.
okay, this
Yes.
one is it giving TS or CD? This is also the girl that I think looks like you.
Okay. Oh, I love her.
You do, really?
She calls me mother.
Does she really?
Yes.
She is so pretty. Is she tranny?
No.
No?
No.
She kind of gets. If I feel like if she.
Right.
Sorry,
The-
dog.
Can we show the audience? who
Yeah,
it
for
is?
sure.
You guys, this is.
That
That's
is the
her.
lovely Mugs by Chris.
She is.
She's from
painted.
Florida.
Dude, she is.
That's Morphine Loves Dion's daughter.
Oh my God,
From
really?
Drag Race 16. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
She's painted. I hate the blush chin.
Painted boots.
I mean, I'm gonna say
it's,
CD.
It's CD. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
CD.
CD,
yeah.
Professional CD.
Very, because it's. I mean, these are the type of girls that you're booking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very well put together girls. Have you
Yeah.
seen her perform though?
I have. Yeah, yeah.
And
Not in
it's-
person, on video.
But on video, oh, and you like
Would
what
you
you
book
see?
her?
yeah, absolutely. I've been
Absolutely.
trying to get that bitch to come over
I
here.
was gonna say she should fucking book
Mugs
her.
by Chris, get your ass to Texas now.
Please, we love you here.
No, she's painted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, no. That's what she went popular for, really. She was a bedroom girl, I think. You can correct me if I'm
A
wrong.
bedroom girl.
Yeah,
Like
she
what?
started drag in her bedroom. She
Oh,
was
just like
posting-
dressing up.
She was posting looks, her mug, Mugs by Chris,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
she blew up, and then
I think I've seen them before. I think I've seen their.
So I originally saw her on Twitter. That's where I found her, was on
Yeah.
Twitter. So
She's
that
sickening.
mug is sickening, bitch. She's
Yeah,
so
she's
stamped.
I hate the chin though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, sometimes as big girls we can't help it. Okay, so
yeah.
don't.
No, like
she
the
messaged me
blush
one
chin.
time and was like, "You don't really know this, but like." The way you can go from looking like Rain to being like Aladdin boy is so inspiring to me because you know I'm on the upbringing. We had a little moment, yeah.
That is so sweet. Well, hopefully you can come into town soon enough so you can see what it's like here in Houston. Bitch, come party with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with that being said, I really, really appreciate you coming down, Rain. I know you got a show after this.
I
You're
do.
You're going right into work after this.
Yes.
So we want to thank everyone for watching this episode. We want to thank Rain for coming. I'll give
You're
everyone
welcome.
a little hand.
Yes, I didn't get through all my drinks, so I'm gonna chug it now.
Go ahead,
Let her
ready?
tag. Let her tag.
I think I have like
This bitch got nothing but ice.
it's a little taste. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this week. We hope you guys like our drag boss Rain here.
Woo.
And until next time, girl, shut the fuck up.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Girl, shut the fuck up.